Hey guys, Mercedes guy here. Now if something looks a little bit different, it's because it is. Y'all get to see my ugly mug. But my ugly mug aside, I want to talk to you son about torsion bars. Now, on old 60s Mopars and even some Fords and Chevys, they had torsion bars which were no springs, no leaf springs, no coil springs. It was just a metal bar that went from the frame to the control arm. And that's what this is here. Now, what we're going to do today is a torsion bar adjustment or a ride height adjustment. And it's actually really simple. I mean, once you figure this out, it's stupid easy. But there are some things you need to know. One of which is make sure the suspension is unloaded. Reason why is because if you do this while the car is on the ground, you're basically pushing the weight of the car up with that bolt, and you will snap that bolt. Don't ask me how I know that. But before you do this, obviously chalk off the wheels, jack up the car, and all you really need, the tools you really need, are half inch ratchet and 3/4 inch socket. And if you come down here, you can see the bolt that you need to adjust. But yeah, right where my ratchet is here, that's the bolt. And it's the same thing on the other control arm. Now, to raise the car, see if I can, alright, there we go. Now to raise the car, you know, lefty loosey lowers the car, righty tighty raises the car. And I'm going to do 3 full turns, which is, if you're doing quarter turns, it's 12, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you repeat the process until you get the right height you want. Okay, so that's basically all you do, and then you drop the car down. Hold on, let me get out of here. But you drop the car down and you take your ride height measurement. Those off the ground, those are off the ground. Good. Just set that one down into no man's land. Drop the car. And ideally, when you're doing this job, the way you measure it is from the back of the rocker here to the front of the rocker. And you really want the front of the rocker to be just slightly above it. That's the way these Mopars were designed. But now you can't just take an accurate measurement like this. So what you want to do is obviously drive the car just to settle this. Let me catch my breath here. Just to settle the suspension. Don't need to go on a road trip with it. Just something to make the suspension settle down a little bit. Okay. Now, if you come in the car with me, I'll show you what I'm talking about outside. I was gonna say, door's unlocked. And realistically, you don't need to do anything too crazy, just...
Did you get the block?
No, I didn't, but it doesn't matter right now. But realistically, even this is good, just like drive it off the lift if you're at a shop, or in my case, I'm in the driveway. So we don't really even need to go to the mailbox, just turn around right here. But once I get turned around, we can head back up to the house, and I'll close out this video. And yes, I need to mow the grass. Don't harp on me for that. I haven't gotten around to it yet. Been working on this thing. And as you can see, there's the block there. But yeah, that's just about it. And need this rag. It's harder than 10 sons of bitches in this car because there's no AC. But you basically get the gist of it. If you're doing torsion bars, if you want to lower it, be mindful of that, because when you lower it, the car's not designed to have the car lowered too much. And if you lower it, obviously you're going to have to be cautious of driveways and curbs and other daily driving stuff. If you raise it, just remember, jack up the vehicle first, make sure the suspension is unloaded, and it's just as easy as tightening the bolt and you're good to go. Now, one thing I also want to mention is an alignment. You might need to do an alignment after this job, because if you lower the suspension on this car in particular, the tie rods are on the back, so when you lower the suspension, the wheels are going to turn in, and if you raise the suspension, the wheels are going to bow out. But those are just some things to keep in mind. Obviously the big one, like I just mentioned, but when you're done, just, you know, get it off the lift or get it off the stands, whatever you have, back it up, drive it forward, do whatever you want, make sure the suspension is level, and then you're on your merry way. But this is Mercedes Guy here. Comment, subscribe, like, do whatever you want, and I will see you on the next video.